everybody, welcome back to the HumbleBots interview series. By now, there should hopefully be one up by the time I get this out. I finally finished procrastinating on my other interviews, but today we're here with the... How should I put him?
It's me, Robot Combat Models.
It is Robot Combat Models, but he is the, he's like the ambassador of the Robot Combat community. It's the Botbuilder.
Won't go that far.
But anyways, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. We just got done recording the podcast that you was a part of.
It's okay. Mouse is one of the greatest contestants on any Robot Combat. No.
That'll probably be up by the time this whole interview's out. So
Probably way
you
before.
know how that went. But yeah, doing fine.
Yeah. You'll find out.
Modern Woodrow's doing a live annihilator. You know what?
Yeah.
Screw this. This is more important.
Imagine if he sees this, he's gonna leave a comment. He so will leave a comment. He doesn't watch my videos though, so he probably won't.
Yeah, he watches mine.
Yeah, he does watch yours. He doesn't watch mine though. Hey, World of Woodrow, if you do watch,
So
if you do watch my videos, I want you to know I love you, and don't quit. Thank you. Okay. You were also like the one who got me into making RC stuff because your RC stuff is amazing. Anyways, to our interview now.
It is.
I have to say, I am sorry for turning the alternative first round podcast into complete chaos. But we're past that now. And now it's time to talk about stuff with Botbuilder. So, give me a second to pull up my little note sheet, also known as the thing where I look up things all of a sudden because I don't have any notes at all. I never have notes. I just wing it. You guys should know that by now. So, your most viewed video, I believe, is the Account Mayhem announcement. Is that correct?
That is indeed correct. Don't know why, but
So,
it just is.
does it feel cool to have a video over 1,000 views?
Yeah, people just seem to get really hyped whenever an Account Mayhem gets announced. Which, granted, is one of the reasons why I do it. It brings in views, and also because it's just fun to just see the kind of ideas that people come up with. We've had some very interesting robots over the years compete in the Account Mayhem. And that's kind of one of the main things I'm known for now, it seems, despite the fact I never even created the whole thing. All that credit goes to Anderson for inspiring me to make Account Mayhems.
Yeah, it was I'd say both your Account Mayhems have been two of the best Account Mayhems we've had, for sure. Lots of great fights. Despite my robot...
Oh, and expect more to come, because there is going to be one next year as well. I'd like to do it as a yearly thing.
Yeah, I was happy with the second one, despite my robot not doing so hot. I wasn't expecting it to do good anyways, though. So, at least it lost to Blindside.
Grabbing up that vicious spinner, and oh, look at that!
Yeah, it did. It did. That
was a big
I
F.
wasn't expecting that. They were winning that.
Chaotic Robotics always
So
manages
I'd
to beat
imagine you
me.
have a lot of questions to ask and just stuff to talk about.
I
when
do.
it comes to just my channel.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to those. It almost seems like you're interviewing me. So
I'm very sorry about that.
yeah, you're a very talkative person, so it's fine. So
Oh yeah.
as I've seen now, both of our first builds, or at least the ones that were posted to YouTube, were duck builds. That was the first.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
That's a really creepy coincidence, actually.
Yeah. Mine, of course, was an RC though, but yeah, first episode,
Which
first.
makes it better.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It wasn't proportional at all, but I mean, it did have a working lifter, so I was pretty proud of that, to be honest. It's not my best of all time, but I was proud of that. Now it's a terrible, depressed-looking version of a Viper Kid. Away from that, though. So, the first video on the channel is Random Bot Builds Episode 1 Duck, BattleBots Replica. What do you remember about, like, filming that? And when was it, like, when did you think about, oh, I'm going to make a channel and start posting models?
Well, to tell you the truth, like, I always wanted to do a YouTube channel, but there is one thing, and this is one thing you'll come to learn. I'm a lazy person, so I just never really got around to bothering to make a channel. Until one day when I was just noticed that a lot of my friends made YouTube channels. For example, Rizada, the Boom1177, and Help Me Please. They're all really good friends of mine at school, in real life. They actually came to my house the other day. They all had channels, and that sort of inspired me to make my own. And I wanted to do robot combat content. And one thing, I wanted it to be sort of unique in a way where I've noticed there have been lots of videos where people show off their robots, but they don't show the build process. And I thought, well, some people might be interested in seeing the process of how I make robots. So I started doing that. It was heavily inspired by what Orange Dose Overjuice does with his. So I chose Duck as my first robot because this is around the similar time when the whole bombshell duck controversy was still quite fresh in people's minds.
You blew it!
So Duck was kind of the main robot that was on my mind at that time. And it seemed like a simple build to make. I do enjoy the robot, it's fun to watch. And I gave it a go. Although, one thing people don't know is that the first episode wasn't originally meant to be Duck. It was actually, the original concept of Random Bot Build was that I went on the wiki, go to a random page, and whatever random robot I got, I'd do that. The issue was that this didn't work, because the first robot I got was Texas Twister from Robot Wars Extreme Warriors Season 2. And I made it, and it didn't turn out great, so I was like, oh. And this limits what robots I actually want to make. So I scrapped that video altogether and made Duck, because I wanted to make it, wanted to get more BattleBots machines, and from there it was history. From there, sort of, yeah.
Okay, we're back, everybody. Had to address something.
So, we just talked about the history of Random Bot Builds and how it came to be. I mean, we picked that up, didn't we?
Yep. What next? Let's see. Favorite model you've ever made?
Oh, that is tough because it keeps fluctuating all the time.
Okay, then top three.
Because it's never a thing that I'm actually cement on. But if I were to say right now, my favourite model would have to be Tangshay.
Tangshay.
I love the way the robot turned out. It turned out... Yeah, Tangshay. I love the way the robot turned out. It turned out great. The flipper worked well. The angled sides looked good. If I were to say who was my favourite custom robot, though, I'd probably say... probably Plan B. They are a very popular machine, of course, but they're a machine that I enjoyed making. They are great fun to battle with, and they're a unique design that I've never seen anyone do, because the whole concept of it was it to be like a saw blaze-esque machine, but it'd be a crusher instead of a saw. So I'd probably say that's my favourite custom. Tanche, probably my favourite replica. It just looks fantastic.
That I would definitely agree with. As you can see, very professional, eating Sour Patch Kid watermelons while I do an interview, folks. That's how we roll here.
Professionalism at its finest.
So, obviously, you've done a lot of series at this point. The Omega Middleweight Championships, Maximum Overdrive, 2 Account Mayhems, other Robot Wars Omega things, Series 1, Robot Wars Omega vs. Fan-Made Robot Wars. You've gone to a couple of live events, custom creations. Out of all your series you've done so far, which one would you say is the best? Or series, I guess.
Robot Wars Omega, more specifically the Account Mayhem. It's just great to see what other people came up with. It's great to see the sort of banter people have, quote-unquote banter, people have where they, like, start rivalries. It's always fun to make other people's robots, see their reactions to it. And there have been some absolutely fantastic photos come out of the Account Mayhem. For example, some I remember quite vividly in particular were Voltage versus Demolition Evo. I remember being a particular really good fight.
This is the first Account Mayhem, correct?
And in my second one.
In your second one, okay.
Demolition Evo. Yeah. Yeah, and another one which was Rapture and Standalone was another good one. The Grand Finals itself had tons of great battles. It's always fun to record, and I always have a lot of fun seeing what other people come up with.
Yeah, I think also it definitely brings the community together too.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
When there's an Account Mayhem going on, everybody's like, "Oh, it's the Account Mayhem," you know. It's always really fun to see.
People get hyped up. It's always just good to see. It's good to see. And of course, the little stories as well. Obviously, there's the Turtle Noob and Rewind story. The whole EC3 arc, I guess you can call it, for robot combat models. Yeah, they're just always good fun.
Alright, so...
Yeah, and I guess Battle of the Builders are kind of similar too.
Yeah. This time I'll be doing a slightly bigger one, so... hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah, I'm entered in it. I'm entered in it, aren't I? I think.
Yeah, you're in, Who you enter? You're entering Liftoff, right? Yeah, Liftoff. Okay, next question. So, who are some of your biggest inspirations to get into the model making community? I've asked this to everybody. So.
Right. So, I think the biggest inspiration for me, well, for Lego, there wasn't really inspiration because I've always been making robots out of Lego ever since I got Duplo when I was a little kid, and then upgraded to regular actual Lego that's good. But as for doing it out of cards, Mashdraft was quite a big inspiration, and Launch 95 was quite a big one as well. And also Stephen McCullough inspired me to do lots of cards as well, because he had a video that sadly is taken down now where he showed off all of his old competitor models, and I saw the first one, and that got me more into making card machines. But doing an actually fully fledged series, well, I've always been doing that, but to upload it onto YouTube, Anderson Arm 32, MLU4, World of Woodrow, and Razor 1905.
You done up now!
So, I have to say, a completely random thought here, but I'm really liking this new death roll that you put out. It looks really nice.
I've had a death roll for ages, but the instructions came out very recently. That's right.
The instructions were really good.
Have they helped you improve your own death roll?
I see with that thing, it's like it's just a marvel that it even works. So because I also had to cut off a Barbie's arm, which was a bit graphic. So, yeah.
Oh, what, do you buy Barbie from the shops, or do you take it from your sister?
My sister, it's actually funny. My sister's like, she's 18 now, but she still has this old bin of Barbies, and I just used one of the random Barbies. So, I amputated them. I don't think anybody would be surprised to hear that a psycho like me amputated a Barbie arm.
That death roll, I mean, just like many other rolls I made, it was, ever since the newest season of BattleBots, the most recent one, easily my favourite, and Death Roll was a pretty big reason for that, because I love that thing, I love the theming of it looks cool, and I knew when I saw it, this is a machine I absolutely have to make, and I did.
And I had the thought in my head I absolutely needed to make a montage of it with Down Under in it, because stereotypes. We've been going on for like 22 minutes and I've only asked like 4 questions. Okay.
Wow. GG.
Yeah, you've set the record for most pointless talking in an interview.
Hey, at least I set a record.
Exactly.
The world record breaker.
The absolute world record breaker. How big is your...
Question.
Yeah, next question. Okay. So, I'm going to say a content creator, and you're going to describe what you think of them in, like, 3 sentences or less. We'll say 3 sentences. I'd prefer, like, 2 or 1 sentence. Don't say anything, like, super rude. If you have...
I won't. I'm not like that.
Because I don't want to get any controversy stirred up. Okay, starting from the bottom of the barrel. No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna say.
The Botbuilder.
No. I was gonna say myself.
Opinions on your thing. Yeah. Decent RC series. Up and coming.
Ruined alternative first round.
RC robots there. And the fights are quite fun, and it's quite a funny series.
It's the stupidest series of all time. Robot combat models, not at the bottom of the barrel, by the way. I'm the only one at the bottom of the barrel.
He's pretty much just does what I do, but way better. To be honest, that's all I gotta say. We're very similar, but he does what he does way better than me. His models are way better. They're a lot bigger. And even though there are similarities, he does it in his own twist, and I prefer his series to mine by far, absolutely.
Yeah, he did a really I have to give him credit. He's a pretty good editor, actually. That's
best account mayhem by far as well.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was Anderson, not Sam Elliott, right? Who did the really good one? Good account mayhem. Yeah, Anderson's was pretty good too, though.
Great as well. I really hope RCM doesn't get offended by saying our series are similar. I really hope he doesn't. Don't take that the wrong way, please.
I mean, they're both cardboard models, and you guys are. They are similar. I mean, all of them are similar to a certain extent. You know.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it is an insult.
Dead's a lot.
Oh, he's up and coming. He's an up and coming creator. I'm expecting him to be like one of the next big fan-made Robot Wars YouTubers in like the future, because he's got some talent to him. He's got some really good talent to him. His fights are great and fun to watch. And if he edits, ironic coming from me, who doesn't edit, but I'm hoping to edit more in the future. No.
If you ever need lessons, just call me.
You guys to talk to. Great series. Yeah, one of my favourites.
One of your favorites, huh? Well, high praise. I mean, I feel like almost everybody's probably your favorites, but you are everywhere.
I'm a nice guy.
The Botbuilder. I'm a nice guy. 2020. That's going on your gravestone. I'm gonna place it there. I'm gonna fly all the way.
On the thumbnail.
I'm gonna fly I'm gonna fly all the way over to where you die. I will find out how you die and where you're buried, and I'll put that on your gravestone. Okay. Who was I gonna do next? Right. Okay. World of Woodrow.
Absolutely brilliant. They're a completely flawless series. One of the best. There's nothing else to be said. He's genuinely one of the greatest model makers I've ever seen.
If we're talking about great series, we have to be talking about Jevy's Marble Run. So that is top tier. Did you see his playlist? Jevy's Marble Runs. I'm not over that.
Oh wow.
He has a playlist that's accidentally public that's called Jevy's Marble Runs. It's just a playlist with 2 marble runs that he edited together for no reason.
I mean, fair enough.
They're kind of cool. I actually really enjoyed them though. So it shows you that even when no, I haven't. Even when he makes random marble run videos, they're good.
Oh, because he's got great personality behind him.
He does. MLU4.
He's the OG. Easily some of the most amazing editing work I think I've ever seen in a fan-made Robot Wars series. That's mostly because they have a team doing it. But, yeah, and they have some of the best Lego bots I've ever seen. And they were the first series I ever watched, so I'm admittedly quite biased. Unlike their series, because their series isn't biased. They deconfirmed that loads of times at this point.
My friend and fake enemy, Chaotic Robotics.
Second best to Amway Anarchy in what he does.
You know, I will.
That's all I gotta say.
I will not argue with that. I will not argue with that.
Yeah, great models. Great models. Great fights.
Although I think you could argue that Orange Joe Silverjuice is up there with him too, though.
Yeah, he doesn't have a series. I'm not talking about.
That is true.
Amway series.
Oh shit! Press the gain button by accident. Go down, gain. Wait, I don't know which way is the right way to have the gain down. Okay, hopefully that's the right way. Sorry, having microphone problems. Okay, there's definitely a plateau. It's Orange Juice Overdose, 2 Penny Milk, Chaotic, and then everybody else. I will say though, at least I didn't gut a Viper kit to put internals into my robot. So.
Any other content creators you want to mention?
I'll do one more. The Botbuilder.
Is it going to be the main man?
Yes, it's the main man.
The real MVP.
Yeah.
Is it Powerbot explained?
No. It's the Botbuilder.
Oh, terrible.
He's a really nice guy. Like we said, really nice guy. And
yeah, he's a really nice guy.
He's a really nice guy. Any closing thoughts?
Not really.
No, okay. Well, everybody, make sure you subscribe to the Botbuilder. As always, unsubscribe from me. Don't ever leave a like on this video again. Tell your friends and families Theo Hummel is the worst. the Botbuilder is the best. But seriously, though, please subscribe to the Botbuilder if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you have, but please do.
I need the subs. I want community posts.
He does need the subs. You're like 800 away, but that's fine.
No, yeah. I'm pretty sure we can overtake PewDiePie by the end of the year.
Exactly, yeah. You know, if you get 1,000 subs, you can be monetized too, which is pretty epic.
Oh yeah, money.
I bet you BattleBots Explained probably makes twice the revenue I do. Anyways, enough with this video. Enough with this interview. I'm gonna let the Botbuilder get along with his day. Thanks for coming on this dumb show, man. It's been a pleasure. All right, see you guys later.
Bye.